Hi Capricorn, here is a general look at your solar chart for October 2014, and first of all an overview concerning the month as a whole, because there's quite a lot going on in October. There's two eclipses and there is a configuration in the sky, a very positive one actually, called a grand fire trine. So the eclipses, well, I made another video about the eclipses which will probably have gone up about the same time as the monthly stars did, and that will give you an idea about what the eclipses of 2014 have been offering us to work with, I suppose, throughout 2014. And October is the last of the month of the year to have an eclipse. So the lunar eclipse is in Aries. That happens on October the 8th. And this can signal new beginnings in important relationships, to do with family, to do with neighborhood, to do with community, to do with what you hold dear in your private life maybe, or maybe it's you looking to balance better your worldly commitments with what's going on at home and in, you know, for yourself, me time, private life, but also, as I say, family connections, and anything to do with the past, anything to do with tradition. And this puts the ball in your court to be honest with yourself about how you can balance all of this up and come at something maybe in a fresher, a different kind of a way. There's a real feeling of renewal and reinvention here, actually, because this eclipse is pinned also to the planet Uranus, and that's on one point of the grand trine, but also this eclipse is indirectly pinned to the planet Pluto, because of course you have Pluto in your sign as well, and Pluto always exerts a bit of a price on the freedom that Uranus is trying to create in the world. So just, you know, across the world at the moment there is a real power struggle, or series of power struggles going on, because this new fresh energy is trying to hook into our timeline, and then the Plutonic energy, which is very much overturning the old systems and the traditional belief systems from the past, and many different things to do with our world. And this is why there's quite a fight going on in many parts of the world, but not least bringing it back to your chart, within ourselves and within our little community and our little family, which of course is not little at all, it's big for us. So the more you can come at things in a fresh kind of a way and be flexible and step up to the plate in this new kind of a way, with these new conditions maybe around you, to do with a home base, to do with family members, the better it would be. And also you have the opportunity to change we all radiate, so this is an opportunity maybe to change your signal and to be putting out that signal which is beyond our audible range, mostly, in a different kind of a way, and thereby drawing to yourself whatever or whoever you need on that new signal frequency. So now there's another eclipse, a solar eclipse on October the 23rd, and that one's in Scorpio, in pretty good angle to your sun sign, and it's connected, it's conjuncting Venus. So this is a very nice energy here. The eclipse energy, both the solar and the lunar eclipse energy, is the energy of change, fresh beginnings. And it's not a negative or a positive energy, it's a neutral energy. It's a bit like putting your foot on the clutch, opening up the gears and putting things in that area into a new gear. And this area is to do with your friends, it's to do with your associations in a kind of a special group of kindred spirits who have certain interests or backgrounds in common. And this particular sign of the zodiac, Scorpio, has been hosting Saturn for, well, coming up to 2 years. In fact, yeah, coming up to 2 years. It will be 2 years actually in October 2014. And so sometimes through adverse situations, you've had to slowly cultivate your relationships with others. You know, maybe things to do with the past coming into the present there. But also maybe old ways of being, old behaviors on your part. You've had to maybe do something about those. And it always depends on the emphasis in your natal chart of these transits and eclipses to get a clearer idea of how you may be experiencing this cycle. So what else is going on in October? Well, as quickly as I can, until the 23rd, the solar energy is in an area where you've got to be quite responsible, you've got to be quite aware of the wider world and its rules and its systems. You have to be perhaps more aware of your duty, your work, your career. Or maybe it's not any of that. Maybe it's just you've got to be more aware of what others think of you, how you're coming across, how you're presenting yourself. So it's outer image, okay? It might be how you're packaging something. It might not be about you personally. It might be about how you're packaging something. Venus is also in there. That's going to be helping you to create more favorable circumstances with authority figures, people in a position of power, people in a position to help you. So it might not be overall world domination power. It might just be, you know, they've got more power than you in this life in some area for the moment. So they tend to see you in a good light. You can feel more relaxed with them. You can click with them. You can get on with somebody like that. You yourself could also be seen as the one that takes a firm but friendly hand and who is in a position of power to help somebody else. Until the 11th is a period in which to sort of throw ideas around in the company of others, in a group maybe. Also this area rules anything techno, so online, maybe lots of chatting going on online there, and you pricking up your ears, being quite interested at little nuggets of information or stories or whatever it is coming your way, but others being interested in what you have to say as well. So lots of sort of exchanging of information there. And then Mercury goes into retrograde on the 11th and goes into Libra, which is at the top of your chart, and then into the same area as the Sun, and discussions and correspondence may all revolve around those areas there, to do with presentation, to do with career, to do with authority figures, to do with bureaucracy, or to do with goals in life, ambitions in life, and a lot of chat about that, a lot of thinking about that, but expecting delays because Mercury is in retrograde, and Mercury does tend to slow things down, so you're not getting the answer that you'd expected sooner, or you're left having to be quick on your feet because you've got to reassess or reschedule or reinvent something, you know. But Mercury there can make you think something through even more carefully. Mercury does go direct on the 25th, so then things should start going along more smoothly and predictably. And then the Sun moves on the 23rd and goes into the same area that Venus is in, which is to do with Venus moves. Did I say that Venus moved on the 24th into a very sort of friendly, group orientated area? And that's where the Sun's going to be. So the Sun and Venus will be there together, and Mercury will be hard on their heels a little bit later. So it's a future orientated phase, connecting with others, and networking is very highlighted there, and you can maybe be getting on with doing something or getting access to certain places or pleasures or people which you've been waiting to do for a very long time. Now, until the 26th, Mars is in a quite inward or private sort of area, so you're being quite busy and productive behind the scenes, getting a lot on with a lot of stuff, but also being more introspective, looking into yourself a little bit more, or going to the sorts of service providers who can help you to look into yourself a little bit more, taking action there, saying, okay, I've had enough of, you know, this bunion on my toe, I'm going to get it sorted. And this is the sort of time where, with Mars coming through here, that, you know, for you to do that kind of thing. But also it's a very imaginative area, so maybe it's not like that at all. Maybe you are just finding self-nurture, because it's a very nurturing, healing area through art, something like that. It's a time to zone out a lot and become absorbed, actively absorbed into something where maybe the noisier, ordinary, everyday world just kind of blurs out a little bit. Being active with health matters as well, and also being active with helping others, very much in this area here. One thing is Mars can dip your vitality a little bit because it's in the sign before yours, but pretty soon Mars comes into your sign. Mars here can stimulate the unconscious, so you'll be having more dreams, or maybe more clear interaction with guides, angels, you know, the higher realms, for those of you who work in those areas there. So it's clearer and it's more dynamic, that dialogue that's going on there. And then Mars, of course, moves into your sign on the 26th, and then, you know, it all kicks off. You're more outwardly in the world, and it's more extrovert energy, and you need to be decisive and take action on things. There's more hustle and bustle around you, and you feel that you have more stamina. But even if you're not in the mood, you just got to try and keep up with things, because there are decisions being made, maybe not by you, by others, and you know, it's a situation that puts a demand on you and plunges you into things. But if you are aligned with the Mars energy, then it's you who are in the director's seat, it's you who are in the driver's seat. Now we have Saturn, your ruling planet, in a good angle to your sun sign, this very, very long transit through Scorpio. And this is you finding your place in the pecking order, maybe. This is you feeling a lack of friends, lack of your sorts of people around, but also working steadily through group connections, working group connections, but also in your social circle, friendships, some kind of hierarchy anyway. And establishing yourself, very, very gradually establishing yourself within a core group, like a community of some kind. And maybe finding that there are adverse situations, sometimes there are blocks to that, sometimes there. But hey, you're a Capricorn, you know all about overcoming hurdles in life, don't you? So you'll just keep plugging away until you get there. And you Capricorns born in the last 10 days, or with 19 to 25 degrees rising, so the end of the second 10 days and the beginning of the last 10 days, you will feel this energy the most this month. Jupiter has begun its new cycle in Leo, putting a beneficial emphasis on your joint financial area. That's really cool, because that can mean materially your life can not be too bad. In fact, it could even expand and grow. And that'll be through the contribution of a key association in your life, or through a partnership of some kind. This can mean just more resources made available to you, the sorts of resources you like. It may be a different financial strategy or setup, or property setup, or contract with somebody. But it can be very useful to you. And you Capricorns born in the middle 10 days and the beginning of the last 10 days are going to be feeling this energy mostly over the forecast period. And that is it for October. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, listen to those. And also, if you're interested, listen to the eclipses for 2014. And also, if you're interested, I usually, when I work, and this is something I don't mention, I work with guides. So I have received a little message from the guides for everybody for October, so you'll be finding that, which was put online just about the same time as this was. So you'll find it. You might even see a link here somewhere to both of those. And I hope you enjoy that, and I'll see you the next time.